This is Fashion Fridays. Every Friday, we present you with a fashion icon or topic. Today, we're looking at 15 things you didn't know about Jean-Paul Gaultier. Welcome to Alux.com, the place where future billionaires come to get informed. Hello Aluxers, and welcome to another exciting original video presented by Alux.com. Today we're revealing some interesting, lesser-known facts about French haute couture designer Jean-Paul Gaultier. Jean-Paul Gaultier was born April 24, 1952 in Val-de-Marne, France. He developed an interest in fashion as a young child and has been pursuing that passion ever since. As a young fashion designer, he worked as an assistant for a few different designers, most notably his main mentor Pierre Cardin. In 1976, he released his first personal collection, but it wasn't until the early 80s that he started making a name for himself as an innovative and irreverent designer who bent gender roles and played with a variety of unconventional mediums. He was also known for using untraditional models on the runway, including plus-sized women, senior citizens, and those with tattoos and piercings. His designs have been embraced by a wide range of celebrities, including Madonna, Marilyn Manson, Beyoncé, Lady Gaga, Nicki Minaj, Nicole Kidman, and Kim Kardashian. He's also designed the wardrobe for films including The Fifth Element, and his fragrance lines have been very successful. We want to learn some more about Jean-Paul Gaultier because he's been an extremely influential figure in the world of fashion for nearly 50 years, and he doesn't show any signs of stopping anytime soon. If you're new here, welcome. Be sure to subscribe and follow us on Instagram at Alux. So, it's time now to take a closer look at this iconic designer with the 15 things you didn't know about Jean-Paul Gaultier. Number 1. He was hired for his first fashion industry job on his 18th birthday. Jean-Paul developed an interest in fashion at a very early age, thanks to his grandmother. He never sought out any professional training or classes about design. Instead, he worked intuitively and started sketching out his ideas as a teenager. He also said that he read fashion magazines like they were the Bible. Instead of going to university, he sent his sketches out to well-known couture stylists, hoping to get his foot in the door of the fashion industry. His drawings caught the eye of French fashion designer Pierre Cardin in 1970, and he was hired as an assistant on his 18th birthday. Number 2. He designed a set of gold bars. In 2012, Jean-Paul became the first designer to set his design onto a gold bar. The 1-ounce bars of gold were engraved with Jean-Paul's name on a banner, overlaying a heart with his trademark sailor stripes. Only 500 of the gold bricks were made. The limited quantity collector's pieces were sold for around $1,800 a piece. It gave gold investors a more fashionable way to invest in the precious metal. Number 3. He got in trouble at school for drawing cabaret dancers. When Gaultier was a young boy in school, he would often find himself sketching designs rather than focusing on his schoolwork. One particular drawing, though, got him into big trouble with his teacher. He had been drawing dancers from a cabaret show in France that had been popular in the early 1900s. His teacher was fed up with the drawings and thought he would be embarrassed by the slightly racy images of the showgirls he had drawn, so he pinned the picture to his back and made him walk around school with it. However, the punishment did not have the desired effect. In fact, it only served to show Gaultier the impact his designs could have and helped him discover his sense of showmanship. Number 4. He introduced his first male skirt designs in 1983. Jean-Paul gained greater recognition, both positive and negative, when he introduced skirts for men in 1983. He was inspired by the skirts that had been worn by men throughout history, including Scottish kilts, those worn by Japanese samurai, and even the long aprons of the Parisian bistro waiters. When he first introduced them in his fashion show, a number of fashion editors walked out in protest. Ever since then, he's been featuring skirts in many of his menswear collections, and it's one of the contributions to fashion he is most known for. David Beckham caused quite a stir when he stepped out for a night on the town with his wife wearing one of Jean-Paul Gaultier's sarongs during the 1998 World Cup. Beckham is actually one of the rare celebrities that has been willing to make this fashion statement in public. Number 5. His net worth is $100 million. It's true he isn't among the fashion designers who've made it into the 3 Comma Club like Michael Kors, Domenico Dolce, Stefano Gabbano, Ralph Lauren, and Giorgio Armani. But still, Gaultier has managed to accumulate an impressive fortune of $100 million in his nearly 50-year career. For Gaultier, though, wealth was never the primary goal anyway. He only wanted to follow his passions. His fortune has accumulated from numerous clothing and perfume lines. He also worked as the creative director for Hermès from 2003 to 2010. Number 6. His boyfriend and business partner died in 1990 due to complications from AIDS. Jean-Paul has said that it was his first boyfriend, Francis, who's actually responsible for him creating his own fashion label. Gaultier said he liked to work more abstractly and was not ambitious, but Francis saw his potential and helped him with the more practical side of starting a fashion line. They were together for 15 years, while Francis was also his business partner who was always encouraging him to build a fashion empire. Sadly, in 1990, Francis passed away due to complications from AIDS. Number 7. One of his looks was featured in Beyoncé's video for Run the World. Run the World, Girls was a hit song for Beyoncé back in 2011, and the music video made major statements as well. Fashion played a big part in the video, with several designers being featured, including Jean-Paul Gaultier. When Beyoncé was in a scene with Warriors, she was wearing a black cutout dress that had been on the runway for Gaultier's Spring Couture show. Beyoncé is a fan of Gaultier's, although he says he has never been asked to make a design specifically for her. She just picks out designs of his that she likes. Other designers who had looks featured in the Run the World video include Alexander McQueen, Givenchy, and Emilio Pucci. Number 8. He was one of the first openly gay designers. When Jean-Paul was starting out in the industry, there were several gay designers and workers in the industry, but this was largely seen as a taboo subject at the time, so many of them kept quiet about their sexual orientation. Jean-Paul did not have a problem being openly gay. He came from a very open-minded family. When he told his parents he was gay, they said that was perfectly fine as long as he was happy. Of course, it's no secret now that some of the top designers in history are gay, including Karl Lagerfeld, Michael Kors, Valentino, Tom Ford, Versace, and Yves Saint Laurent. Number 9. He released a dance single called How to Do That in 1988. In 1988, Jean-Paul released his one and only musical track. It was entitled How to Do That, and it fell under the dance music genre. The song was more artistic than musical, and the music video starred Jean-Paul himself and his very unique artistic vision. It's hard to explain, you really just should check it out for yourself on YouTube. The song had a lot of fans, and it sparked one of the very first single-title remix albums. Several artists came together to offer their version of the song, including one accordion player. Number 10. He designed a special Mercedes-Benz SL for charity. In 2014, Jean-Paul collaborated with Mercedes-Benz to create a one-of-a-kind wrap for SL-class Mercedes. The special design was in celebration of 60 years of the SL-class model. The unique car features his trademark blue sailor stripes, and he also signed the top of the hood. The car was auctioned off and all proceeds were donated to a charity that helps people with brain conditions. This is just one of the awesome things that Mercedes has done. We talk about several others in our video, 15 Things You Didn't Know About Mercedes-Benz. Click on the upper right-hand corner to check it out. Number 11. He was credited for starting the granny gray hair color trend. In 2016, there was a major trend of celebrities, and people in general, dyeing their hair granny gray. The origin of this trend can be traced back to Gaultier's Autumn-Winter 2011 fashion show, in which his models wore gray beehive hairstyles. He brought back gray-haired models again in his Spring 2015 show, and the trend really took off from there, especially after Chanel used silver hair models in their spring show as well. In 2016, Amazon reported that sales of gray hair dye had spiked more than 80%. Celebrities that rocked this look include model Cara Delevingne, Orange is the New Black actress Dasha Polanco, and Rihanna. Number 12. He no longer designs ready-to-wear because it's too commercialized. In a 2017 interview, Gaultier lamented the fact that he felt like fashion was less free today than it used to be. He said he used to feel incredible freedom when creating ready-to-wear designs, and he said it was because it wasn't all about money. However, now he finds that fashion is to be shown, not worn, and that designers are perhaps too eager to sign just the right actress to help them sell their line. Today, he says that he sees fashion is all money, money, money. This is why he announced in 2015 that he was closing his ready-to-wear line and to focus solely on haute couture. He surely doesn't want to be confined by the commercial aspects of the industry. Number 13. He made the first cone bra for his teddy bear. Madonna's famous cone bra became an instant fashion icon when she introduced it in Chiba, Japan, during her first performance on her Blonde Ambition tour in 1990. Jean-Paul was, of course, the designer of the cone bra, but the inspiration for it came to him actually many years earlier, when he was just a child. In his early exploration of fashion design, Gaultier would use his stuffed animals as a muse, and they were the first to wear his designs. And more than 10 years before Madonna wore hers on stage, he had made a cone bra for one of his teddy bears. The bear was put on display in his retrospective exhibit that toured around the world back in 2011. Number 14. He was the first designer to sit on a jury for the Cannes Film Festival. The Cannes Film Festival has been held annually since 1946 in Cannes, France, and every year new films of all genres are introduced. Before each year's festival, juries are selected who will vote on which films will win the coveted Cannes Award. These jury members are typically artists and film industry professionals. At the 2012 Cannes Art Festival, Jean-Paul was named to the jury for the main competition, making him the first fashion designer ever to take part in the jury at the festival. Number 15. He headlined Saudi Arabia's first ever Arab Fashion Week in 2018. Arab Fashion Week was held in Saudi Arabia in April 2018. This was the first time for the ultra-conservative country to host such an event. It's all part of an effort by Crown Prince bin Salman to decrease the country's reliance on oil and expand into various industries to support the country's economy. Jean-Paul Gaultier was the headliner of this 5-day event. He and other fashion designers were faced with some strict modesty restrictions, including nothing above the knee, nothing transparent, and no cleavage. Gaultier got around the nothing above the knee rule by having his models wear leggings that matched the color of their wardrobe. The audience was strictly female, and all photographs had to be cleared by the government censors before they could be published. But in the end, Gaultier's Arab Fashion Week looks were almost universally praised. And there you have it, Aluxers, some interesting lesser-known facts about Jean-Paul Gaultier. Now that you've learned some more about Jean-Paul, we'd like to know, would you like him to bring back his ready-to-wear collection, or should he solely focus on his haute couture lines? Let us know what you think in the comments. Still here? Of course you are. Here's your bonus fact. Number 16. He did the styling for Nirvana's heart-shaped box video. Kurt Kobain of Nirvana was known for his grunge style in music and clothing. Kurt was a big fan of Jean-Paul Gaultier's designs. In the music video for Nirvana's 1993 song Heart-Shaped Box, Kobain brought Gaultier in to style the shoot. Kurt's look was designed by Gaultier, and Jean-Paul also helped Kurt to bring to life his artistic vision for the video. In fact, Time magazine ranked Heart-Shaped Box as the number 10 music video of all time. Thank you for spending some time with us, Aluxer. Make sure to subscribe so you never miss a video. If you want more, we handpicked these videos you might enjoy, or head over to Alux.com for the best in fine living content on the planet. Be a part of the largest community of luxury enthusiasts in the world and tell your story.